When you were a student in grammar school, way back when, well, for me, it's very way back. For some of you listeners, it may not be that long ago. I'm just saying, I have a question. What was considered a passing grade? That number, that magical number that defined if a test you took meant you passed the test or if you could get promoted and so on and so forth. In my years, the number was 70. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whenever this video finds you. This is Jan from the Save Money and More with Jan channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everyone's time. I'm curious to know what was considered the passing grade. Like I said, for me, it's 70. It was 70. That's how it was back in the day. That means if a student could only obtain a 69 average or a 69 test score, that was considered, well, you didn't pass the test, you failed. Okay. It was just as simple as that. It was just as clearly defined. I'm telling you. But you know something? We do need guidelines in life. I get that. But sometimes I think that we are too hard on ourselves when it comes to goals that we have to reach. Okay, so let's look back. Now, I was just discussing with you how it was when I was a student. How was it when I was a teacher in the same exact school? Guess what? The answer was still the same, 70. 70 was still, but you know what I did? I didn't just take into consideration test scores and get an average from test scores. I looked at the overall performance of how a student functioned. Did they do their homework? Did they pay attention in class? Were they not disruptive? Things of that nature. I took all of that into consideration, and yes, I factored that into their overall grade. That's how it rolled for me. And honestly, I think we should do this and apply this method in everyday life. What am I talking about? Well, let's say that you tried to save $300 this month, right? I mean, it's a great idea. You want to do it. You really meant to. All right. And you tried your very, very best. You really, really did. But you fell short of it and you were only able to save $210. Does that mean you should be upset with yourself that it didn't hit the 300? Now, if you're under like a pressure where something has to be paid or whatever, I understand more of the urgency factor. But if you're under the self-governed, if you will, 300 to $310, for example, monthly payment to yourself in savings, and you were $100 short, but you tried absolutely your best because life does happen, and every single month is not a cookie cutter carbon copy of the previous month. Those are the moments when you should consider to do what I did with the students that maybe were technically a couple of points below their grade average on tests. But I factored in all the other stuff and I would give them the 5 point advantage. And that would mean the difference back in my day of being retained for another year in school or getting promoted to the next grade level. All right. So let's say again that you hit the 210 and you tried your very best. Check mark right off the bat. You tried your very best. In other words, don't look at it as a negative. You tried your very best. And it's certainly better. 210 saved is better than the zero saved that might have happened in the past. What was the most recent month like? Did something come up completely unexpected? Life is so strange. So many twists and turns. Many times there is a fork in the road. And the point of this video today is really kind of sort of short and sweet, but it's a little more complicated than just a short video. It's the time to know when is it time to give yourself a little bit of grace. Really, take that little bit of grace and pat yourself on the back for trying. Think of how many times that, well, you didn't care enough to try, right? And know that Next month could be a better month, and perhaps nothing unexpected will occur. Okay. My refrigerator situation threw me off for a loop. I had to dig into my stockpile, a lot of my stockpile, for the 2.5 weeks that I was out of a refrigerator. As I record this, I'm waiting for the new fridge to come in tomorrow. But I also give that a little bit of grace too with delivery time. And I'll say anywhere after tomorrow, refrigerator should be coming in. And then, of course, I have to restock the refrigerator. That's just one example. Now, I'll take another example of my own. As you know, I make many, many videos per month. Okay. And there is a certain number that one has to surpass to hit threshold so that they could get a check released into their account a few weeks later. Okay. And I did absolutely my very, very best. I made a lot of, in my opinion, important messages. I just squeaked by, surpassing the threshold. And I said to myself, with all of the messages that you give that are fairly decent, good quality, okay, I'm not patting myself on the back. I was a little rather disappointed in those numbers, but does that mean that I'm going to say, "Oh, Janet, bad Janet"? No. I'm going to say, "Well, look it over. Look it over and see if there's any area of improvement." I always look for improvement. Okay. Sometimes I'll try something new. Maybe it's a pass and maybe it's a fail. But the trick is to always double check to see what area can be improved upon. But then when I know that I did my very best overall, I'm going to consider myself just like the way I considered my former students' overall approach to the matter. Did I keep my promise to upload twice a day, every day this month, that month? Yes, and I did. So I give myself a check mark for that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm looking at all the positives. Did I hopefully reach at least one person with an important message every day out of all the folks that listen? And the answer is I get the sense that I did help at least one person every single day. For the last month, and actually per video. So that means two people per day. I am helping hopefully 62 people per month. And no matter what the outcome, I'll always know in my heart of hearts that I tried absolutely my very best. But I would like to offer some suggestions for the viewer. Now, I give both short videos in the morning. I give like a deli select choice, okay? And longer form content like the one you're listening to right now in the afternoon. Some of them are on camera, some of them are off camera. I give as much variety in the way I present the show as much as possible. For those who are very, very busy in the morning but want a quick tip, there you go with the no frills. For those that like to sit around, maybe with a cup of coffee in the middle of the day, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern, I upload, okay? Maybe something beyond 8 minutes, okay? Because I know you don't have all that much time either at that time. Maybe you're coming off from your lunch break or you had your lunch, but you want that middle afternoon cup of coffee at 3 o'clock your time, and you decide to click on my video to listen to it. And 10 minutes is all you probably get. I try to work around and accommodate my listeners and my viewers as much as possible. But always remember that the viewer has a lot of options. By clicking on the like button, it isn't because when I suggest and ask for people to click on the like button, it's to help the channel out so I could reach more people with important messages. Okay. While I'm very happy and excited to help the people that I practically speak to all the time, thank you. Thank you for your channel loyalty and your viewership and all the support that you have given me over time. I truly do appreciate that. And as time goes on, I also like to expand for other people who may not have heard of this channel, but we need to have the algorithm recognize it by more clicking likes. Something that has puzzled me, and I also have explained this in the past, And it does make me wonder why this is. The reason why recently I asked about the TV thing, do you watch the audio or video on TV, on a real actual TV, is I think that there are some viewers who would love to click like, but maybe don't know how to do it from their viewership on an actual television. If that's the case, just roll back to the video on your phone if it makes your life easier and click the like button. Because I'm a little bit confused. Maybe someone can help me out. Why would a person who doesn't care for the video remain on the video all the way to the end? Example, this video, as I speak, I'm looking at the clock. It's running 10 minutes and 40 something seconds as we speak. Okay. Why would a person, if they are still listening to the sound of my voice right at this exact second and started listening to the video from the beginning of this video, I don't understand. You must like it somewhat. Why doesn't a person take a finger and go tap to press like? You would be helping not just myself, but you would be helping more importantly. I'm just the person that's conveying the message, but it's the message that I care about. It's the message. If a person got value, let's roll it back a little. If the person listening got some sort of a value from it, even if it's just entertainment, even if it's just someone to have a cup of coffee with, you see where I'm going with this? That, in my opinion, this is my opinion, okay? You may agree, you may disagree. Let me know in the comment section below. Even if the video fulfills the purpose of helping someone with entertainment, which is mainly what people do, I consider myself an edutainer. I like to educate and I like to entertain. This is not necessarily the most entertaining audio, but it's definitely, in my opinion, informative. But why couldn't a person take that half a split second and click like? I don't know, especially if that person listened to it all the way. That's one of the reasons I asked about the TV thing, and maybe people cannot figure out how to do that. All right, everybody, I want to thank you ever so much for your time. I really, really do appreciate every single one of you. It would be extremely helpful if you what click like, share, and consider subscribing to the channel for more messages. Have an amazing, fantastic day.